When you hold your energy in judgment of another or yourself, your vibration drops. When you hold your energy in expectation of a particular outcome, your energy drops. When you hold yourself in a space that judges that this is hard work or that this is a struggle, your energy drops. Become aware how you are creating in each moment. With each thought or emotion you are creating either positively or negatively. It builds and affects your outer life in 4D, and prevents you from embracing a 5D frequency. Author unknown. Me, Ivo, I like that piece of writing. It's so true. Can you explain how this is? Ivo, yes, my love, it is rudimentary spiritual knowledge but never can get enough airing. Your people tend to fear karma yet do not realize they are creating it. When you examine this quote, you see that your current thoughts are creating your future. Are these thoughts positive or are they negative? What you think today manifests your future of tomorrow. Some might argue, well, one day I was feeling poorly but the next day I was happy, so what are you speaking of, Ivo? The reason you do not instantaneously manifest the results of your current thoughts is because of the slow vibration of your dimension. There are dimensions where you create exactly what you are thinking immediately, but because yours is of a lower vibration, it does not work that way. With your move into the fourth dimension, some are noticing that they manifest more quickly, as you have noticed, my dear, but this is not the case across the board. It is easy to miss it when you are not of the understanding that you are creating your life. Those who believe this often feel that life happens to them. It does not. You create it. What do you wish to create? Pain, fear, hate or joy? Love and abundance? Anything can be yours that you want, but you must do the work to change your thinking. When your life is full of pain, be aware that you are creating the circumstances that are painful to you. The way to move away from this pain is to make your circumstances more positive, to change something for the better, but when you change your thinking it becomes easier for you. When you indulge in thinking of judgment, lying, anger, hatred, maliciousness, depression, sadness, your life circumstances reflect your state of mind. Then you find that you can say, yes. See. I am depressed because I live in depressing circumstances. And the cycle continues. You must break the cycle by becoming more optimistic. Shirin has not particularly enjoyed living on Earth because she was born into childhood circumstances of abuse. Because she held the beliefs she learned as a child for so long, her life was less than satisfactory to her. Because she met so many potential teachers who wished for her to become stronger and more empowered, she sunk even further into depression when she felt that her childhood view of life on Earth was being verified on a daily basis. But what in actuality was being verified was the state of her mind. That is all. These teachers wished her to change her mind, to teach her things she needed to master. She needed to take a step that her mind would not allow her to take, that of asserting herself with these people. Eventually she learned, and the rest is history, as they say. Change your mind, change your life. Break the cycle. Positivity is a habit. When you have been raised negatively, teach yourself to become positive, and that is simply a question of practice. If you must, do as Shirin does. She focuses on her neighbor smoking, which seeps into her apartment, and the fact that her neighbors are not particularly considerate of her. She looks at the imperfections in her apartment. When this type of thinking begins, she looks back to where she came from, and suddenly her apartment is looking much better. If you must, compare it to a time in your life when you enjoyed your life less, and you will be more content with your circumstances. Because what you feel about your life now creates your future. So if you are happy with your life now, you will have a happy future. If you are unhappy with your life now, you will create an unhappy future. Make positivity a habit. It does not matter what people around you are saying. There is a problem with victim thinking on your planet, where many feel that they are a victim because they do not have everything they want, or that they are not rich with fancy cars to drive. Those people must learn that wealth is in the mind, not in the driveway. Do not focus on what you do not have, focus on what you do have, and you will have more of it. Shirin looks around her apartment and counts her blessings. She makes herself do this as a part of her training. She realizes she likes most of what she has around her. Although she has plans for the future which excite her and require moving. When she becomes impatient, she counts her blessings again. Be happy with your now because those thoughts create your future. Happiness is a habit. It is part of being emotionally responsible to yourself. Why would you live in pain? As I said, some who have painful lives are seeing them the wrong way. They do not see the opportunities that lie before them. At a time that Shirin was in deep depression, she was ridding herself of her blocked energies, the result of all of her negative beliefs of years prior. She lived in a pretty apartment, a block from Lake Ontario, with parks nearby that she would sometimes visit, much wildlife, a transit system that would take her downtown to see friends to enjoy their company. That is far more than many on your earth enjoy, my love, and it is a pity that you were in this process of energy clearing because you could have enjoyed it more. Me, so when they say make the most of every day, spend is the way I would enjoy it the most, they mean it. Ivo, of course. For those working, if you do not enjoy your job, find another job. Or decrease your circumstances so that you can afford to work at something you would love to do that earns less money. You were in that circumstance, my love. Me, yes. I worked in corporate, banking and legal in downtown Toronto and I hated it. I ended up leaving to start my own business and took part-time jobs here and there to supplement my income. My favorite job ended up being a few blocks from my apartment, working in a coffee shop. Not a corporate type, a mom-and-pop shop. I worked there for 4 years. Ivo, yes, you had fun there, something the other jobs did not allow. So your sense of humor became cutting in these jobs you did not like. You became depressed. Yes, as an empath as well, you did not know to care for your energy at the time but you are learning this now. Shirin is no stranger to bad circumstances, abusive relationships, no money to pay for food, not being able to pay the rent. She has undergone all of these things and more. She learned to be very resourceful. She learned to change her life to suit her ability to earn money. She learned that not everything enjoyable has a price tag. She walked away from materialism, which is the source of many of the problems of people, in the Western regions particularly. She found for quite a while that she was in a cycle of always needing things, wanting to have things, spending just for the sake of spending, and when she changed her way of life to exclude these so-called luxuries she found herself happier. She realized that the path to happiness comes from bringing what is inside out, in expressing herself, not in buying things. Creation and expression are attributes of the one who loves all. Your mind responds to your predominating thoughts. If you should have an occasional happy thought, it will be disregarded. Change your thinking to change your circumstances. Make the majority of the thoughts positive and loving. Force yourself, if need be, to be grateful for where you are in your life, what you have and for who you are. That is one so many often forget. They look at who they are not but you are you and you cannot change that, so be grateful for yourself. Do not focus on what you find you lack. Focus on what you love about yourself and as you practice, more and more things will come to mind. Shirin, could you have thought that day that you opened your cupboard to find no food in it with an empty wallet, that this day would come where you would be comfortable, have a car and have plenty to eat in the cupboards and fridge? The end of the month is coming and you could not think of anything to put on your shopping list because you are not in need of anything? Could you have thought that? Me, at the time, no. I was panicking then. Ivo, and you attracted someone who was able to get you on welfare and break down your resistance to using the food bank. Your pride got in the way but eventually you saw the reason in doing so. Me, yup, hard times, for sure. Ivo, and I say again, that if you were not all working to earn your money to feed yourself, this would be eliminated for you. My love. You would not be such an advocate for using the law of attraction if you had not lived through those circumstances. The hard work you did when your kundalini awoke and you went into dark night of the soul helped you to clear out the pent-up negativity of your childhood and from your empathy, and to change your thinking. Not all must go through dark night of the soul to change their world, fortunately. Yes, Shirin had that few years with less, but she managed to get by. Left Toronto and slowly worked her way up to her own apartment where she now lives, able to feed herself and has a car to drive. So she has come a long way, making good use of what she acquired along the way. Her experience with near homelessness taught her to be wiser. Does she feel that she is under threat of becoming homeless again? No, she does not. She sees only great things ahead for her, and so she will have them. One thing as well, do not futurize. Do not say, I will have this in future, because you will be keeping it ahead of the now that you are living in. Create the now that is in alignment with your future desires. If you want happiness and abundance, experience the happiness and abundance you have now. Do not look at what you lack. Look at what you have that is wonderfully serving you as you go through your time on earth. When using the law of attraction and being positive, it is true, the only thing to fear is fear itself. Fear brings in a scarcity mentality, and fear will manifest your fears, in order that you overcome them. So that you master what you fear and become the stronger. Humans are not fearful by nature, they are beings of love. Be that being, love your life and banish fear from your mind. Me, thank you, Ivo. Ivo, yes, gratitude. Be grateful for what you receive. My love, as always. You are most welcome.